Hey guys, welcome back to another video here on YouTube. I am his son James. Today we are playing, well, we're not playing anything. We are doing another tier list, and today we are doing DC movies, ranging from 1966 all the way to modern times. And already, as you can see, I have been doing some housework. We have an unseen array of movies which I haven't seen yet. None of these films here I haven't seen. My love for DC at the moment isn't the best, just because of the state of what DC is and what's been happening. So I might sound like a disgruntled fan, but I'm not a disgruntled fan. I'm more of like a realist where I liked where they were going with it, and now they've changed it completely just to compete with Marvel. And it's like, you know, for me, it's like, I don't like that. So, this tier list is literally subjective. This is my this is where I rank the movies and whatnot. So let's get into it, shall we? First movie we've got is The Batman, the newest Batman movie. Now, when I first saw this movie, when I first heard about this movie being made, I wasn't sure about Rob Pattinson playing Batman, because when you play Batman, this specific usually it's like specific actors play. You need to find specific actors to play the role, and I wasn't entirely sure if Robert Pattinson was going to be that guy to play the Batman, but watching the trailer, seeing the suit for the first time, seeing the car, and the way he acted in it, it was really, really good. Like, I'm not an actor. I'm not gonna say this guy's this guy's that, but for me, I loved him in it. He was really, really good. Colin Firth's in this as well, playing the Penguin, who is unrecognizable. You didn't even know it's Colin Firth because the makeup is that good in it. Completely changed him, and the movie is great. The suspense of it, the mystery of the Riddler as well, just the back and forth of what's going on. And this is kind of like the early years of Batman as well, which we've very rarely seen before, which is quite a unique take on the film. So for that, this movie initially was going to be like average or good, but it's an awesome movie. If you haven't checked it out yet, go and check it out. It's really, really good. Next, we've got Batman and Robin, the more controversial movie. Now, the actors in this: George Clooney. George Clooney's playing Batman, Bruce Wayne. Arnold Schwarzenegger playing Mr. Freeze. Chris O'Donnell reprising his role as Robin from Batman Forever. Uma Thurman as Poison Ivy, and Alicia Silverstone as Batgirl. Now, this movie had all the hallmarks of being a really, really good movie. Really, really good. However, the writing in this movie really failed. Really, really failed it miserably. And, you know, when it first starts, you know, with the conflict between Batman and Robin and Mr. Freeze in the museum was fun. It was really, really good. The surfing down was pretty awesome. We hadn't seen something like that before. It was great. Uma Thurman steals the show, in my opinion, in that movie. And Alicia Silverstone is amazing in that as Batgirl, because I think she did Clueless before this and then Batman and Robin. So I was like, oh, this is awesome. But it was a good it could have been good, but I consider it, I think it's bad, but it's like one of those guilty pleasure movies. Like, you have to watch it because of how bad it is. I don't think it's that bad, but it's not worse. But you know, it's like a high bad, high average. So I'm gonna put Batman Forever, Batman and Robin in like the bad section. It's not the best, but it could have been worse. It could have been a lot worse than what it was. So there were certain things of it that just saved it. Aquaman with Jason Momoa. This is the first Aquaman movie, and not gonna lie, this is one of my favorite DCEU movies that was made during the last era of DC comic book movies, and Jason Momoa as Aquaman made the way it was written, him portraying the character, it made Aquaman cool, because in the comic book world, Aquaman was like, he talks to fish, and he's not a very good character and whatnot. But somehow they turned him into a very, very cool character. The casting in it was really, really good. Everyone who played certain characters played their role really well. Nicole Kidman was in it. Tamara Morrison's in it. I know some of you don't like her, but Amber Heard was in it as well. So it was a good. It wasn't a good movie. It was an awesome movie, really, really awesome, and automatically it goes to awesome. It is an awesome movie. If you say it's not, it's your opinion, but this is completely my subjective opinion on the movies, and it's one of the best DCEU movies to be made, definitely. Suicide Squad. So this is the first Suicide Squad that takes place after Batman vs Superman, which I've got a lot to say about that movie, which we'll get to. Stars Margot Robbie. A lot of these characters are bad guys. You got Harley Quinn, the Joker's in it, Captain Boomerang's in it, Deadshot's in it. A few other characters in it. I'm trying to remember off the top of my head who's in it and whatnot. Again, this is the thing. I think this is the thing with the DCEU movies. A lot of these movies could have been so much better for what they were when they were released. But for some reason, the film company just seemed to hold these movies back to what their potential was. There is rumors out there that there is a Zack Snyder cut of this movie, and I for one would really, really would like to see it. Everyone gives a lot of shit to Jared Leto's Joker, but we don't see enough of Jared Leto's Joker to actually give it. I've been guilty of being like, Jared Leto's Joker wasn't the best, but we didn't get to see him as much throughout this movie compared to like other Jokers. So I think it's a bit harsh. So if there is a Snyder cut of this movie, I would like to see it. But theater release of it, I liked it, I enjoyed it, and it was fun to experience these characters in live action for the first time. I don't think we never had Harley Quinn as a live action character before. Captain Boomerang wasn't a live action character. Did I say Deadshot or Captain Boomerang? Deadshot or Captain Boomerang, both of them weren't characters either. So, it was fun to see these characters. So, is it worse? Is it worse? No. Is it as bad as Batman and Robin? It isn't. It's an average movie. It's good. It's watchable. It's just there's a lot more meat to the bone that we've seen before. The Dark Knight Rises. This is the third movie of the Chris Nolan films with Christian Bale as Batman and Tom Hardy as Bane. Now these ones are quite dark, like the darker movies compared to what we've seen previously to the Batman films. And out of the three Chris Nolan films, this one is probably my second favorite. Bane in it is amazing. They follow the comic books as well of Bane breaking Batman's back, which is awesome. And it's kind of one of those movies where we actually get to see Batman in so much peril. It's unbelievable, and the whole city has been held hostage worse than the Joker did in the previous film. But it all lined up. It was really, really good. At the end, for me, for me, there was another movie. They could have done another movie after this, but Christopher Nolan decided not to, and I think that's fine. If you do too much of a certain character, it kind of like fizzles out and gets boring. So for me, Dark Knight Rises is a good movie. Is it better than the Batman and Aquaman? For me, it isn't. It's certainly better than Batman and Robin, and better than the Suicide Squad. So I will give that a good rating. Man of Steel. So this is the Henry Cavill Superman movie. This movie is absolutely amazing. It is my favorite Superman film of all time. It really is. And you know, with Henry Cavill playing Clark Kent Superman, it's not that Superman movie where it's like, oh, you know, it's this, that, and the other. You do start off with Krypton. Russell Crowe plays Jor-El, which I was like, oh wow, they got Russell Crowe to play this character, which I didn't think they were gonna do ever. So that was awesome, and the whole dramatic of seeing Krypton exploding, General Zod is brilliant in it. You know, Kevin Costner's in it. Diane Lane is in it as well, playing Jonathan, and Martha Kent, who do a really good job in that as well. And Amy Adams plays Lois Lane. Lawrence Fishburne plays Walter White, the head of the Daily Bugle. Not Daily Bugle, Daily Planet. Yes, Daily Planet. And just the whole array of him, like where he's been going, like a bit of back and forth to get to where he is now as Superman. And the battle scenes is like incredible. I compare it to like what Dragon Ball Evolution could have been with those fight scenes in Man of Steel. Plus, Hans Zimmer does the music for some of these movies, and the music he does in it, it's like second to none. So Man of Steel automatically, for me, it's an iconic movie. It's that good. For me, it's that good of a movie, and it deserves to be an iconic film. Really, really good. The Dark Knight. This is the second Chris Nolan film, and it's a sad movie. It's a great movie, but it's a sad movie as well, because it's the last movie Heath Ledger would ever be featured in, or one of the last movies Heath Ledger would portray. This movie automatically is an iconic movie. This is going up in the iconic tier automatically, for the simple reason it is as perfect of a Batman movie as you can get. Christian Bale as Batman, so Bruce Wayne, incredible. Michael Caine as Alfred, incredible. The whole storyline with the Joker, Heath Ledger's Joker, is so interesting, so deadly, so scary, and so iconic. It is probably considered one of the best Joker roles ever presented on a movie screen. I think it's hard to argue that. And you know, and then having the side storyline with like Bruce's love for Rachel, even though Rachel is in love and is probably going to get married to Harvey Dent, which then you see his slow decline to that Two-Face character, and we get that Two-Face character with the amazing incredible detail on the like burnt face of Harvey Dent to make that Two-Face character, which we haven't seen before, is incredible. And it's a different way of getting that Two-Face character as well. So automatically this movie is iconic. Really, really, it is an iconic movie. Also as well, shout out to Gary Oldman playing Commissioner Gordon fits that role very, very well. Wonder Woman. So this is the first standalone movie of Wonder Woman. We've had one previously. I think there was a Wonder Woman movie previously in the 80s, but I'm not entirely sure. I'm not 100% sure. She had a TV show. She may not have had a movie, actually. She would be otherwise. Gal Gadot plays Diana, and you got Chris Pine in there as well, and a smattering of other actors as well. This movie explains the picture. Not only explains the picture, but where Diana came from. And she's obviously lived a long time. It takes place during World War One as well. And it's incredible. It's a great Wonder Woman movie. That iconic scene of her walking up in the trenches through no man's land and taking on all like the German fire and everything like that was just incredible. And it's so iconic. The music in it as well is incredible. And I so want to put this in iconic, but I do feel like the other movies are better. No, I'm gonna go with my gut. I think this is an iconic movie. I could be wrong with others, but it's an iconic movie just because of, if you watch it and just look at it as a movie aspect, it's really, really good, and I love it. It's really, really good. Suicide Squad. This is the second Suicide Squad movie to come out, and it's funny in some aspects, but it's not a very good movie. I didn't like it very much. I watched it all the way through just to see what happens at the end, and it didn't leave me wanting to see another one, which was a shame. That's why it's kind of put me off watching Birds of Prey, because I want to see it, but I don't want to see it at the same time. Is it the worst movie? No, but it is bad, so automatically in the bad section with Batman and Robin. Superman 1. This is the first Superman movie with Christopher Reeves in it. Iconic, really, really good. John Williams doing the theme, the music in this, iconic composer, still around doing music today, which is incredible. I don't know whether it's because of the style at the time or the kind of movie it was at the time. If I was born in the 70s, I would absolutely love this movie, and I would consider it to be an iconic. Well, it is an iconic movie. But then watching all the old, the movies I've watched, wise, it's good. But there are movies better. I think it's a bit harsh to say because of the technology build up over time. But Superman is an iconic movie. But for me personally, it's a good movie. It is a good movie. I'm not saying it's bad or anything like that. It's just, it is a good movie, but because of the time and the era the movie is made, there are better films than Superman 1. So sorry Superman fans if you think that's like a bit harsh, but for me personally, that's where I'd see it. It's a good movie, don't get me wrong, but I find there are movies better than this. Batman Forever. So this was the very first Batman movie that I watched growing up as a kid in the 90s. 94, this movie came out. Another great array of casts. You've got Val Kilmer's Batman, Bruce Wayne, Chris O'Donnell's Robin, Dick Grayson, Jim Carrey as the Riddler, Tommy Lee Jones's Two-Face, and then Nicole Kidman as Dr. Chase Meridian. The style of these movies are incredible. I think Tim Burton is involved in this movie. I don't think Tim Burton was involved in Batman and Robin, but Tim Burton was involved. I'm pretty sure he is named in the credits at the start of the movie. This could possibly be the third and last Batman movie that Tim Burton had been involved in. It's a great movie, despite what everyone says about it. For me, it's a great film. It's fun. It's dark. It's sad. Jim Carrey in this is fucking gold. So good in this movie. The Riddler suits him so well. Tommy Lee Jones as Two-Face is amazing. The only character I didn't like was Chase Meridian. I didn't get the character. Don't know why she was in it. Obviously they needed a love interest for Bruce Wayne, which is kind of like, for me, I know they didn't want to bring Catwoman into it, but they could have brought somebody else in it. I don't know. That's the only thing I'll mark it down. I love Nicole Kidman. I think she's a great actress, but I don't think that was the character just was a miss for me. So for me, it's not an awesome film, even though the music in it as well is great. It's not iconic. It's not awesome. It's a good movie. I think that's fair to say. I think it's a fair point to put it there. If I put it any higher, I think a lot of you are gonna be angry at me and shout at me and whatnot. So, but again, this is just completely subjective. This is my way of doing it. It is a good movie. These movies are far better than Batman Forever. If I say this is like on the same level as these movies, I would be lying too. Joker, the Joaquin Phoenix Joker movie. Controversial take. This movie was kind of ruined for me a little bit because the dance scene where he's on the steps went on social media like wildfire, and everyone was putting different music to it. I think somebody put Shawn Michaels' music on it at one point. Wrestling superstar, WWE superstar Shawn Michaels, his theme was on it at one point in the memes, and it kind of ruined it a little bit. The story of this movie is so intriguing because it's a different aspect of the Joker himself, a different take on Joker. For me, this is like, this Joker's in a different universe, to say, and whatnot. Is it a bad movie? It's far from a bad movie. It's not even average. It is a good movie. It is a good watch, and I thoroughly enjoyed it. So, is it? Yeah, no, it's a good movie. I enjoyed it. When it comes to the good, it's a high good, low awesome. The Joker is, and Batman Forever is like a medium to high good. So Joker wise is a bit higher on the good side than Batman Forever is. So, but that's my personal opinion. Am I looking forward to Joker 2 when that comes out this year? I am. I'm looking forward to it. I'm more intrigued in Lady Gaga's interpretation of Harley Quinn is what I'm interested in. So, should be good. Shazam. Oh, Shazam. This is an example of what a movie could have been, but didn't. Was it a fun movie? It was fun. There were some comedic aspects of it. The kid transforming into Shazam was fun. I liked how they did that. but it's an average movie for me. I'm sorry. It's a real average movie for me. I think it could have been a lot better than what it was. It could have been a lot worse than what it was. It's kind of like in that in between. It's the same as Suicide Squad. I feel like there could have been a bit more meat on the bone and whatnot, but it is what it is. Batman Forever. Batman Returns. Now this is the second Tim Burton movie ever, and Batman movie. Michael Keaton, of course, as Batman. Michelle Pfeiffer as Catwoman. Selena Kyle, and you've also got Danny DeVito playing the Penguin. Yeah, you've got a smattering of like actors in there as well, including Christopher Walken is in this movie as well, which is fucking mad to say that he's been in a Batman movie. This movie is this movie's awesome. I love it. Selena, Michelle Pfeiffer's portray of Catwoman in this is amazing. Danny DeVito's amazing. Michael Keaton, enough said about Michael Keaton. He's amazing. And it's Batman Returns. Great movie. Great Christmas. It's a great Christmas movie. It's set in Christmas, so therefore it's a Christmas movie. So if you ever want to watch a movie on Christmas, watch this movie. It's great. Check it out. Batman Returns. Really, really good. Batman Begins. This is my least favorite Chris Nolan Batman movie. But it tells a really, really good story. You got Liam Neeson in it. You have Kelly Holmes in it as well. Christian Bale, obviously. Michael Caine as well. Quite a few. Gary Oldman as well. You got a lot of good actors in this movie, and this movie set the template for what the other movies would become later on. But it's my least favorite, and I don't think it's the best one, obviously. So it's an average movie for me. But The Dark Knight and The Dark Knight Rises are superior, far better movies for this. But without this movie, without Batman Begins, we wouldn't have The Dark Knight or The Dark Knight Rises. So I'm happy with that, putting that there. Batman versus Superman, Dawn of Justice. This is the follow-on movie from the Man of Steel movie. Now, initially, I did like this movie. The theater release of it and whatnot. And then I watched it again, and I realized this movie isn't that good at all. It wasn't good. It felt like it was here, there, and everywhere. The storyline didn't make sense. And I pretty much wrote it off completely. Okay? And this was the movie as well, what I realized as a comic fan. I didn't realize that Batman's mother and Superman's mother had the same fucking name. Well done, DC. Good thinking. And it just wasn't that good. However, they brought the extended edition of this movie out onto Blu-ray, which I think I've still got. And it shows a lot more detail leading up to the Justice League movie that would follow on from this. And if you haven't seen the extended edition of this movie, which adds, I think the movie theater release, it went from 2.5 hours to about 3.25 hours. It's a lot more stuff added onto it. Makes the movie 100 times better for what it was, which kind of showed the state of DC and Warner Brothers, more importantly at the time, where they were just like, yeah, we let you make this movie, however we want to control it and take some bits out, which doesn't fucking make sense. But for me, it was based on the extended Blu-ray edition of Batman vs Superman. For me, okay, it's an awesome movie. Hot take, I know. Say in the comments. I know some of you are going to turn around and say, this is a travesty, this is bad, this is awful, how can you do this, blah, blah, blah. Again, it is subjective. This is me. I think Batman vs Superman, the extended Blu-ray edition, is a great movie. It is far better than the other movies I've put on this list. I really do. But that's my opinion, you know? And if you watch the extended Blu-ray edition of Batman vs Superman: Dawn of Justice, and then watch the Zack Snyder cut of the Justice League, it's a great 2-part story from 2 movies. Can't complain with that whatsoever. Batman: The Mask of the Phantasm. This, for me, is the best Batman animated series movie of all time. The music is amazing. The animation is from the animated series. And the acting, the voice acting, the storyline of it makes a lot of sense. And it is by far... For me, I don't think any animated Batman movie has really touched it. I haven't seen the one movie that could probably top this is either the Batman Killing Joke movie based off the graphic novel, or the most recent one that's come out now called Caped Crusade, Batman the Caped Crusader, which came out this year, which is kind of like the last Kevin Conroy Batman voice acting that he did before he died. So they could probably have a good shout, but until I've watched them, this movie is iconic. Is it better than these lot? Yes, it is. It is far better. And if you're a fan of the animated series and you've not seen Batman Mask of the Phantasm, go and watch it. It's incredible. It's so good. It's really, really good. Check it out right now. It's available everywhere. I'm sure it's available somewhere. And if you haven't seen the animated series yet, watch it. It's on Amazon Prime right now, or Prime Video right now. Check it out. Right, the Justice League movie. This is the theater release edition, not the Zack Snyder version. I've still not seen the Zack Snyder edition, which is about 4 and a bit hours long. I've still not seen that cut of the movie yet. I know what I've been doing, trying to find the time to sit down and actually watch the damn movie, because it's 4 hours long. Okay? This version of the movie, the theater release of this movie, sucks. It is bad. I mean, real bad. Thank God the Zack Snyder version of it got released so I can watch it. This version, though, sucked. Absolutely sucked. And is by far one of the worst movies I've ever seen. The Justice League, which is unfortunate, because as growing up watching Batman and everything, I was like, oh, hopefully we get a Justice League movie. And when they announced it, I was like, yes, this is going to be awesome. And then when we got it, I was like, this is fucking shit. And then we had to wait 2 years then for the Zack Snyder release cut of it, which is beggars belief. Fuck me. I'm trying not to swear in these videos as much, but Warner Brothers, what the fuck are you doing? Fucking grow up, will you? Jesus Christ. Speaking of a big bowl of shit, Green Lantern movie with Ryan Reynolds. Fucking shit. That's 0. I should have made another TSA and fucking throw it in the bin. Enough said is the better. This movie could have been when I first watched this, I thought it was like really, really good. Watching it now, all these years later, fucking terrible. It's fucking terrible. Batman and Robin is better than this fucking movie, than these 2 fucking movies, and that says a lot about Batman and Robin. If you agree with me, let me know in the comments. With that rant over, the final movie we got is the original Batman movie with Michael Keaton as Batman and Jack Nicholson as the Joker. This movie is iconic because it was the first one. Tim Burton made this movie, and it's just iconic. It really is iconic. You can't argue that this movie is amazing, and it's such good fun. It's such a throwback, and it's such a great movie to watch. So I'm gonna put it up here. It is an iconic movie because it was the first one. Can't argue with that. If you do, let me know in the comments. Let me know. But this tier, well, if you excuse the haven't seen, this is actually a really good tier list. I think this is probably one of the best ones I've done. I think. Let me know in the comments right now what movie would be where, and where would you place it and whatnot. Everybody's subjective. Everybody's opinion counts on this channel. Unless you're gonna come in here and just be a dick and just be like, oh, they're all fucking bad and whatnot. Which, fuck off, get out. But let me know where you would put these certain movies. Am I right? Am I wrong? Again, it's subjective. If you like this tier list, you want to see more of these tier lists, like the video, subscribe to the channel, ring the bell, don't miss anything here. And we'll catch you in the next one. Thank you very much for watching. I have been It's That Nerd James, and I'll catch you in the next one. Have a good one, guys.